Now as you do them, check them off. See, when you visualize your goals and you start checking them off, you can see your accomplishment. And so the stress becomes smaller. And then think win-win. Think win-win. Meaning, it's okay for both of you in the conversation to win. Now you say to them, Mike, that's not realistic. That's not realistic. We live in a tough world. People want to be right. Well, then you can agree to disagree. You can both disagree and still come out in a positive argument. Some of you are Democrats, some of you are Republicans, but we're all here together. We can agree to disagree. Some of us, like me, are independent, so yeah, just watch the two of you go at it. Go on. Don't matter to me. So, what's the answer then? Well, this is what I came up with. Physical activity, I already gave it away. In Toastmasters, you burn over 450 calories in a 5-minute speech. 450 calories standing up here. Now some of you look at me and say, well, I don't see you running or jumping up and down. It is the adrenaline rush that you get to stand up here in front of a crowd that you either familiar or not familiar with that starts burning your calories. 5 minutes, 400 calories. And not a bad. By the way, if you have to impromptu speak, the calories just went up higher, okay? So Toastmasters is the answer for that, right? That's some kind of physical activity. Share your ideas. Ron, we've gone out before and shared ideas. We've shared ideas too as well. Louis, true. Mentee, mentor, right? We've shared ideas around this table. Here and off here. That takes away some of your stress because you're bouncing off ideas from other people. You don't feel you're all alone. And that's the #1 stress factor when you feel that I'm alone here. You are not. You're part of a magnificent club in Toastmasters. The answer again is Toastmasters for stress. Make time for fun. Well, we all know here when it's table topics, it's kind of fun, isn't it? They ask you things that you didn't know they were going to ask you, and you just have to get out and front. Okay, what are they going to ask me now? Oh my goodness. And that part is exciting. It can be motivational to you. It's the coffee that you've been waiting for when it comes to table topics. I believe Toastmasters makes it fun. Makes it fun. Be a participant. Guess what? If you're here, you're participating. Some of you may say, well, that's not true. I'm not going to give a speech today. The hardest thing in communication is listening. The toughest thing to communicate is to actually understand what the other person is telling. You see, this is initially what we want to do. When we start a conversation, we can't wait for the other person to shush so they can hear what we have to say. See, the hunger of the soul is to be understood. And when you feel understood, you're liberated. But you first have to listen to the other person. Well, in Toastmasters, that's what they teach you. They teach you to listen. Awe counter, where are you? He's listening to all my ahs. Don't do that. That was just a test. Grammarian is listening to the way I've used my wording. So be a participant. Have goals. Well, in Toastmasters, you have goals. You want to get your CC. You want to get your CL. Those are goals, and those are healthy goals. Because the way Toastmasters is set up, it motivates you to continue. And it helps you in your job. Now, I've mentioned in the meetings before. I'll mention it again. There's a pretty good chance that if you go consistently to Toastmasters, it'll help your current position. Let me repeat that. If you keep going to Toastmasters, you will get promoted. You will get that increase. You cannot do something well in one side of your life and not affect the other. We're all interconnected. All of us. And lastly, think win-win. Well, when we stand up here and we evaluate in Toastmasters, We use the sandwich technique. We use the bread, which is the positive things that you've heard. The meat, that is the opportunities that we all have. And it's good, because unless someone tells you what your opportunities are, you ain't never going to grow. And then you ended up with the other piece of the bread, which is what you liked about that speech. You think win-win when you come to Toastmasters and you get evaluated. You think, how can I evaluate that person in a positive manner that they will continue to come? I like to end with a quote. I want to thank you all for listening to me. I'm not supposed to say that, by the way. It's in the manual. I might get in trouble, but I'll feel much better if I thank you all for putting up with me, okay? I'll leave you with this quote from T.S. Eliot. We will continue to strive through our life. And at the end of the striving, when we reach our destination, is to find ourselves at the same place and see it for the first time. What I've said to you today, it's common knowledge. But what is common knowledge is not common practice. Please join me to stay at Toastmasters.